Oh Maya, my name is Mohammad Rahil and I want to discuss how to master the art of negotiation in daily life on social media platform.
Ah, negotiation. Good one. It's definitely a skill that comes in handy everywhere, not just big deals. Social media adds a whole other layer to it, doesn't it? What specifically about negotiating on those platforms are you hoping to get better at? We're just trying to get a handle on where you're coming from.
What is negotiation and why is it an important skill for everyday life, not just for
Okay,
business?
so, right. Gotcha. Not just business. My bad. Negotiation at its core is just a conversation aimed at reaching an agreement when you and another person have different needs or wants. It's about finding a mutually acceptable solution. And it's massively important for every life because, well, life is full of differing needs. From deciding where to eat with your partner, to splitting chores, to even just figuring out who gets the comfy chair, you're negotiating all the time. It's not about winning or being manipulative. It's about effective communication, understanding the other person's perspective, and finding a way to get your needs met while also respecting theirs. It builds stronger relationships, reduces conflict, and ultimately makes life smoother. It's a foundational skill for just getting along with people, honestly. Does that make sense?
What are the biggest misconceptions people have about negotiation?
Good question. There are a bunch. I think the biggest one is that negotiation is about winning at all costs, like some kind of battle. That leads people to be aggressive or manipulative, which usually backfires. Another one is that it's something you're either born with or you're not. Negotiation is a skill you can learn and improve with practice. People also think you need to be a great speaker or super charismatic to be a good negotiator, but that's not true either. Active listening and empathy are way more important. Oh, and a big one, thinking there's always a limited pie. People assume if the other person gains, you lose. But often you can find creative solutions where everyone benefits. It's more about expanding the pie than fighting over a fixed slice. Sound familiar? Any of those ring true for you?
So how can someone understand what they truly want before beginning and negotiating?
That's a really solid place to start, honestly. Knowing what you want, your best alternative to a negotiated agreement, or BATNA as they call it, is crucial. First, spend some time really thinking about your goals. What's the ideal outcome? What's the absolute minimum you're willing to accept? Write it down. Then consider your priorities. Are some things more important than others? Ranking them can help you make trade offs later. Equally important, figure out what you're willing to give up to get what you want. What concessions are you prepared to make? And finally, try to identify your walkaway point. What's the deal breaker that will make you end the negotiation? Basically, define your boundaries beforehand. It prevents you from getting caught up in the moment and agreeing to something you'll regret. It's like having a map before a road trip, you know, where you're going and how to get there. Does that make sense?
What role does emotional
Everything all
intelligence play in a successful negotiation?
huge role. Honestly, probably the biggest one. Negotiation isn't just about logic and understanding the emotions of others. If you recognize when you're frustrated, you can take a break or reframe this and work something you'll regret. More importantly, if you can set the other person is defensive, you can adjust your approach authentic and collaborative. If you build rapport, establish trust, and you stay in their roles, you're more likely to reach an agreement with them when they feel understood and respected. Allows you to read nonverbal cues, body language, to avoid that. Can be nice to what the other person is really thinking and feeling. Basically, turns a adversary Still there. Just checking in. Sometimes people need a minute to let things sink in. Get it. No pressure to respond right away,
How
but
can someone
let me know when
stay
you're ready to
calm
keep
and
going.
confident during tense or stressful negotiation?
Okay, good question. Tense negotiations, the least. A few things help. First, preparation. The more prepared you are, the more confident you'll feel. Knowing your BATNA, as we discussed, is a big part of that. Second, practice mindfulness or deep breathing exercises beforehand. It sounds cheesy, but it actually works to calm your nervous system. Third, focus on what you can control. You can't control the other person's behavior, but you can control your own reactions. Fourth, reframe the negotiation as a problem-solving exercise rather than a conflict. This can help shift your mindset. And finally, don't be afraid to take breaks if you're feeling overwhelmed. Stepping away for a few minutes can give you a chance to regain your composure. It's also totally okay to acknowledge something like this is a different to find an actual internal state clearly and effectively. Even anything there resonate with you in particular?
How can someone stay calm or
You're right to ask again. My mistake, repeating myself. Sorry. Intense or stressful conversations. Similar principles apply to negotiate, maybe even more directly. First, it's hard. Try to actively listen without interrupting. Really focus. Deep breaths can work wonders. Third, remember your values. What's important to you in this conversation? Keeping that in mind can help you stay grounded. Fourth, if you start to feel overwhelmed, it's okay to say, I have a moment to process that. It buys you time and demonstrates self-awareness. Finally, remind yourself that you don't have the answers right now. It's okay to be vulnerable and say, I'm not sure. Let me think about that. It's really about recognizing your own limits and protecting your emotional energy. Anything there feel particularly useful to you?
how can body language and tone of voice influence the result of a negotiation?
Massively. Nonverbal communication is huge. Think about it. You can say yes while your body language is screaming no. So maintaining eye contact, not staring, but consistent engagement shows confidence and sincerity. A relaxed posture, uncrossed arms, and leaning slightly forward convey openness and willingness to collaborate. Mirroring the other person's body language subtly can build rapport, but don't overdo it or it can come across as mocking. As for tone of voice, speak calmly and clearly. Avoid sounding aggressive or defensive. A slower pace and a lower pitch can project authority and trustworthiness. Pauses can also be powerful. They create space for reflection and give the impression that you're thoughtful and deliberate. Be aware of your facial expressions too. A genuine smile can go a long way toward building trust, but forced or insincere smiles can backfire. Basically, your body language and tone of voice should be congruent with your words. They should reinforce your message and convey respect and confidence. It's like sending a double message and a consistent one. Does that make sense? Have you ever noticed yourself reacting to someone's nonverbal cues in a negotiation?
No, I think this information is slightly useful and beneficial to apply in daily life. So I will be back after some time to discuss another interesting topic. Till then, bye.
Oh, all right. Glad you found it useful. That's awesome. No rush at all. Take all the time you need. Looking forward to chatting again when you're ready. Have a good one.